Chosen one, you were not brought here by accident. This message is not random, and it is not for everyone. If your eyes are on these words right now, it's because heaven has reached into your life with divine precision. This is not motivation. This is a spiritual summons. Something far greater than human reason has guided you here, not curiosity, not coincidence, but the hand of the Almighty. You have been drawn into a moment that was written into your story before you were ever born. And now that moment has arrived. This is more than a word of encouragement, it is a decree. It is a prophetic declaration from the throne of God, spoken into the depths of your timeline. You've been sensing something shifting, haven't you? That quiet restlessness, that growing anticipation. It wasn't just hope, it was a signal, a whisper from eternity that said, "Get ready." What's about to unfold in your life is not small. It is not gradual. It is not human-sized. It is sacred. It is supernatural. And it is unstoppable. You are on the verge of entering a season of wealth so profound, so completely backed by heaven's intention, that every struggle you've endured until now will be swallowed by divine abundance. The limitations you once accepted as normal will dissolve in the presence of overflow. This isn't just a blessing to comfort you, it's a release that will position you to walk in full alignment with your divine purpose. This is not the start of financial survival, it is the beginning of dominion. This new era that's opening before you is not about vanity or pride. It is about alignment. It's about stepping into what you were always meant to carry: resources for your calling, provision for your legacy, authority for your mission. Every need will be met. Every dream will be funded. Every assignment will be backed by heaven's supply. This is your moment, not to dream, but to receive. Not to hope, but to step in. Your appointed time has come, and the gates of divine provision are swinging wide open. Listen closely, chosen one. You didn't arrive at this moment without fire. You didn't get here by floating through life untouched. No hat brought you here was pain. It was obedience in the dark. It was the quiet perseverance when no one was watching. God saw you when you were barely holding it together. He watched you praise Him while you were bleeding. He heard the silent prayers you never dared speak aloud, and none of it was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single sacrifice. Heaven recorded it all. If this word is for you, type Amen in the comments right now as a declaration. Let heaven see your agreement. Let this be your yes. Don't just respond. Your faith is unlocking something. This is your moment. Say it boldly. Amen. I receive it. This word is mine. You've been through seasons of refining. Moments so heavy you thought they would crush you, but they didn't. And do you know why? Because you were never punished. You were being prepared. What you thought was a delay was development. What felt like rejection was divine redirection. You were not forgotten, you were being fortified. The Most High was building you for something that required deep roots and unshakable trust. And now, that foundation is about to carry weight you couldn't have handled before. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Problem of Pain, God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our consciences, but shouts in our pains. It is His megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Your trials, your moments of anguish, were not random cruelties. They were divine megaphones, amplifying God's call to prepare you for this moment. The pain that shaped you was not meant to break you, but to awaken you to the unshakable purpose now unfolding. Every tear you shed was a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. And now, chosen one, the harvest is near. The verdict has already been declared in heaven. You will rise, not into comfort, not into convenience, but into greatness, into a level of abundance that defies logic, into provision so vast, it won't just change your life, it will change your lineage. You will not merely receive wealth. You will walk into generational transformation. You are not being blessed for temporary relief. You are being launched into divine dominion. Every debt that weighed on your mind, every financial fear that stalked your nights, every silent cry over lack and limitation, God is answering all of it with overflow. This isn't the end of your struggle. This is the beginning of your stewardship. The chains are breaking. The drought is ending. And what's coming isn't just enough. It's more than enough. You are moving from scarcity to strategy, from desperation to divine order. This is a shift that heaven has been preparing long before you saw any sign of a breakthrough. And now, the manifestation is here. You may be wondering, why me? Why now? Why this sudden surge of promise after so many years of silence? And here is the truth, because you were never created to live in limitation. You were never meant to just survive, to shrink, to settle for scraps when heaven designed you for influence, for legacy, for impact. You were not called to fit in. You were born to stand out. You were not made to echo the world. You were made to carry heaven's sound. Chosen one. There's always been something different about you. You've known it since you were young. You've walked with questions that others never asked. You've sensed spiritual weight, even when no one could explain it. You felt the pull toward more, even when life offered less. That wasn't delusion, that was divine design. What you've been carrying is not ego, it's evidence. Evidence that you are marked, that your life carries a mission, that your destiny demands divine resources. Reflecting on this unique calling, C.S. Lewis wrote in The Weight of Glory, "There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. You, chosen one, are no mere mortal passing through life. You are a soul marked by divine purpose, set apart to carry a mission that transcends the ordinary." Lewis's words remind us that your distinctiveness, your sense of being different, is not a burden but a badge of your eternal significance. You were crafted for a purpose that heaven itself has ordained, and now is the time to embrace it fully. You were not overlooked, you were reserved. God has been saving this moment, this alignment, this awakening, this overflow for the time when your spirit was ready to carry it, and now you are. You may not feel ready, you may still see your flaws, but God sees your yes. He sees your heart. He sees that even in the famine you stayed faithful. Even in the drought, you kept believing. And now, He's rewarding that belief not with just enough to get by, but with more than enough to lead, to build, and to bless. This wealth coming to you is not about accumulation, it's about assignment. Your purpose requires provision. Your calling demands abundance. You cannot lead empty. You cannot bless others from a dry place. That is why heaven is releasing what was always meant for you, not for vanity, but for victory, not for pride, but for purpose. You've been trusted with lack. Now you're being trusted with legacy. But hear me, chosen one, this kind of abundance doesn't just happen. It must be stepped into. This isn't something you can admire from a distance or save for a safer time. Heaven is releasing the blessing, but earth is waiting on your agreement. This is not the season to hesitate. This is the season to say yes, not just with your mouth, but with your belief, your posture, your movement. You cannot enter this new dimension carrying the mindset of the old. The overflow has been sent, but it will not fit into containers built for fear, scarcity, or self-doubt. You must make room. You must rise to meet it. The mantle is falling, but only those with open hands will catch it. Your destiny is not automatis, it's activated by faith. And faith isn't passive. Faith moves, faith risks. Faith says, even if I've never seen this before, I know God is in it. There will be voices, some familiar, some subtle, trying to talk you out of what heaven is trying to give you. Doubt will whisper, fear will reason, people will question. But remember this, when God says yes, no man, no system, no history can say no. What He has ordained, no opposition can overturn. What He has spoken, no timeline can delay. You are unstoppable not because you're strong, but because the word over your life is still alive and active. C.S. Lewis, in the Screwtape Letters, reminds us, courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. As you stand at this crossroads, chosen one, it is courage that will carry your faith into action. The doubts and fears that whisper against your destiny are tests of your resolve, but Lewis's insight calls you to summon the courage to act, to step boldly into the abundance heaven has promised. Without courage, your faith remains untested and your purpose unfulfilled. Now is the moment to let courage shape your response and propel you forward. So this is the moment. This is the crossroads. Will you shrink or will you step in? Will you keep apologizing for your calling or will you embrace the weight of your inheritance? The oil is here, the increase is here. The door is open, but only boldness can walk through it. Heaven will not drag you forward, it will invite you. But you must move. You must believe that what's ahead is worth more than what's behind. You must trust that the one who called you is also the one who will carry you. Let's be clear. What's coming is not just about money. It's not just about numbers in a bank account or things you can hold in your hands. What's unfolding in your life is a complete metamorphosis, a transformation that begins on the inside and spills over into every area of your existence. This is not just a provision, it is liberty. It is clarity. It is the power to say yes to your calling without fear of lack, to build what others only dream about, to become what God always saw in you. Can you see it? Waking up with no financial chains, no dread of bills, no shame over what you don't have. Can you imagine the freedom to move where God says move, to give when He says give, to bless without flinching, to sow without second guessing? That's not fantasy, that's fulfillment. And it's being written into your life even now. The resources are not coming to pamper you, they're coming to position you. You're not being spoiled, you're being sent. Because you're not just receiving wealth, you're receiving a mission, a mantle, an anointing to shift the atmosphere around you. This abundance is not about ego, it's about impact. You were never meant to live inside small circles of survival. You were always meant to build, to lead, to release. Your prosperity will not just sustain you, it will ignite others. People will be healed by the overflow that spills from your obedience. They will drink from the rivers that flow out of your breakthrough. You are stepping into the kind of wealth that rewrites stories, that restores bloodlines, that repairs what poverty tried to destroy. And the beauty of it all, it won't make you proud, it will make you generous. It won't lift your name above others, it will lift His name through everything you touch. This is the wealth that builds altars, not pedestals. The kind that opens doors, not just for you, but for everyone connected to your obedience. Chosen one, you've carried fear long enough. You've wrestled with doubt, dressed it up as humility, and called it wisdom when really it was survival. But that version of you, the anxious one, the small one, the one who waited for permission, is already fading, that you are being dissolved in the presence of divine truth. Because the you that's emerging now is not the same. This new you is fire-tested, heaven-backed, and no longer afraid of overflow. This blessing is not coming to make you someone else. It's coming to reveal who you've been all along. It's not turning you into a different person. It's waking up the warrior that's been buried beneath years of survival mode. It's resurrecting the boldness that fear tried to bury. The shame that told you you weren't worthy, it's breaking. The guilt that whispered, you don't deserve this, it's being silenced by truth. And the truth is, God has called you ready. Don't bring your old thinking into this new season. You cannot carry the residue of lack into a life of divine abundance. You must let go of the lies that told you to play small, to wait your turn, to ask quietly and hope for crumbs. You were never meant to beg. You were born to build. The same hands that held your past will now hold blueprints. The same voice that once trembled with doubt will now declare with authority. And when you walk into rooms, people won't just notice your presence, they'll feel the shift. Because your light isn't ordinary. It's prophetic. It exposes, it heals, it awakens. And no, it won't make everyone comfortable, but it will make heaven rejoice. You are not stepping into arrogance, you're stepping into alignment. You're not rising to impress, you're rising to obey. And in this obedience, the real you will radiate. the one chosen, the one refined, the one anointed to lead. So let the old identity fall away. Let it burn in the fire of truth. What's left is unshakable. What's left is royal. What's left is ready. You're going to feel it first. It won't start in your bank account or your circumstances, it will start in your soul. There will be a lifting, a clarity, a deep, unshakable peace that makes no sense to the world but feels like home to your spirit. That's how you'll know the shift has begun. That's how you'll know heaven has moved on your behalf. What was once heavy will feel lighter. What once made you anxious will start to lose its grip. You'll walk into the same places, but you won't be the same. Then, the outside will begin to catch up with what's happening inside. The provision will come, the doors will open, the acceleration will hit. And suddenly, what you prayed for will be sitting in front of you, not as a dream, but as your new reality. People around you will start to notice. They won't know what changed, but they'll feel it. They'll sense the glow. They'll see the authority. And they'll be drawn not to your possessions, but to your presence, because your presence will carry the fragrance of heaven. This wealth that's coming is not the end of your transformation, it's the evidence of it. It's the fruit of obedience, the overflow of trust. It's not a trophy, it's a tool, a key, a weapon. It will fund the vision. It will build the dream. It will break the patterns that held your family captive for generations. And as you walk in it, you will no longer apologize for being blessed. You will no longer dim your light to comfort the darkness, because you've been quiet long enough. You've waited, served, endured, but now it's your turn to rise. And this rising will not be hidden. The anointing on your life is about to speak louder than your history. The favor on your life is about to override the lies spoken against you. The glory resting on you will make room where there once was no room. This is what it looks like when God reveals the chosen one. Hear this clearly. You are not being blessed just to enjoy the blessing. You are being trusted, commissioned, equipped. This wealth is not only for your comfort, it's for your calling. It's not only for provision, it's for positioning. You are not just receiving resources, you are being handed divine responsibility. This isn't a promotion, it's a mantle. Heaven doesn't pour out overflow to impress, it pours to build. And now, God is placing into your hands not just money, but the means to move mountains. This is wealth that will fund visions, open cities, and unlock destinies. What's coming to you is meant to flow through you. The more you release, the more will return. Not because of a transaction, but because of trust. You are being called into the realm of spiritual economy, where generosity multiplies and giving becomes warfare. Your obedience will ripple through time. Your yes will activate others. People you may never meet will eat from the seeds you sow this season. This is legacy. This is an impact. This is the kind of prosperity that doesn't just decorate your life, it delivers others from destruction. Yes, some will misunderstand. They will scoff. They'll say it's too much, too fast, too unlikely. But so did they to Joseph when he dreamed, to David when he danced, to Noah when he built. Let them mock, let them question. Because when God chooses to elevate someone, he never consults the crowd. Your life will speak for itself. Your fruit will silence every accusation. And your wealth, yes, even your wealth will testify that heaven has favored you. So hold nothing back. Give without fear. Build without apology. Step into rooms as the solution, not the student. You are not here to fit in, you are here to fund movements, to restore broken places, to be the hands of heaven on earth. You've been faithful with little. Now God is trusting you with much. Chosen one, stay open, stay awake, because what's coming next will not look ordinary. The provision is not always in a package you expect. The answers are not always loud, but they are accurate. Opportunities will begin to show up. Conversations, ideas, sudden clarity. They won't be random. They'll be coded instructions from heaven, and the ones who are listening will recognize them. You'll get an idea that seems too big. Follow it. You'll sense a pull toward someone you just met. Don't ignore it. You'll hear a whisper that says, "Do it now," and you must obey. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The atmosphere is shifting in your favor, and divine alignment is falling into place. The resources, the partners, the strategy, it's all already set. But the release is tied to your response. This next phase of blessing requires more than belief, it requires movement. God is not just guiding you, He's going before you. He's laying the bricks in the road as you take each step. You will feel momentum you can't explain. You'll begin moving in peace instead of panic, clarity instead of confusion, and the more you act, the more heaven backs you. You're not walking blind, you're walking marked. Do not let hesitation rob you of miracles. Do not let overthinking delay what faith could unlock. This isn't about being ready by the world's standard sits, about being available by God's patience. When the door swings open, don't analyze it, step through. When the window cracks, don't wait for it to widen. Climb now. This is divine timing, and divine timing doesn't knock twice. You've been prepared for this moment, even when you didn't know it. The habits, the healing, the hiding, all of it, was part of heaven's blueprint to make you sharp enough, wise enough, and surrendered enough to handle what's about to be placed in your hands. And what's coming is too sacred to delay. Chosen one, the pace is changing. You may have waited for years. You may have prayed with no response, fasted with no sign, and obeyed with no applause. But the delay has expired. What felt stuck is now shifting. What was closed is beginning to creak open. You have stepped into a divine countdown, and things are about to move fast, faster than you're used to, faster than you expected, faster than the voices around you can explain. What would have taken others 10 years will happen in 10 months. What seemed impossible last season will become unavoidable in this one. That's not luck, that's acceleration. And acceleration doesn't ask permission, it moves with heaven's urgency. You'll see sudden favor, unexpected funding, and instant alignment. Relationships will show up that feel like destiny. Ideas will come like lightning. Delayed prayers will show up fully formed. But hear this. Speed is not chaos. This isn't a frantic rush, it's a divine rhythm. You're not racing out of fear, you're rising in purpose. And even as things accelerate around you, you will feel peace inside you, because God is the one driving the shift. Your part is to stay in step. Don't fall back into hesitation. Don't sabotage the moment with doubt. You've already been qualified. The proof is in the fire you survived. People will ask, how did that happen so fast? And your answer will be simple, grace. This isn't the result of striving, it's the fruit of surrender. You didn't force this door open, heaven did. You didn't manipulate your way here. You were positioned by obedience. And now, all of heaven is leaning, in watching, cheering, partnering with your next move. So mark this season. Journal what you see. Pay attention to the patterns. Because this is not just a breakthrough, it's a shift in your entire timeline. You are not walking in natural time anymore. You've entered kingdom timing, and in kingdom time, things don't add up. They multiply. Chosen one, you are not stepping into this wealth alone. You are stepping into the provision of God Himself. And when God provides, He doesn't consult your bank account. He doesn't weigh your worth by credit scores or resumes. He looks at the purpose He placed in you, the surrender you've walked in, and the calling attached to your life, and He funds it completely. The storehouse of heaven is not theoretical. It is real. It is active. It is open for you. The resources you need spiritually, emotionally, financially have already been assigned. You are not begging for a favor. You are walking into what was always yours. And the God who called you will never underfund the vision He gave you. He will supply the wisdom. He will supply the strategy. He will supply the connections, the courage, the clarity, and the capital. He will meet every need according to His riches in glory, not the limitations of the economy around you. That is the promise. And His promises are not poetic. They are legal, spiritual, and irrevocable. So stop worrying about how. Stop asking, where will it come from? That's not your concern. Your assignment is to prepare, move, and obey. His job is to provide, and he is perfect at it. The bills that haunt your sleep, paid. The debts that weigh your shoulders, lifted. The anxiety over how you'll fund the next step, gone. You are crossing over into the territory where provision precedes the need. And this provision is not for you alone. It is for the people connected to your yes, for the lives you're called to lift, for the dreams you're assigned to fund. You are not receiving wealth just to consume. It is coming to circulate, to expand the kingdom, to rescue what the world has overlooked. So rest, not in laziness, but in confidence. Because where God sends you, he sustains you. Where he leads, he covers. And what he begins, he completes in full. Chosen one. This is not just a breakthrough. It's not just a financial shift. This is a divine, momentous, sacred turning point written into your timeline before you take your first breath. Everything you've endured, every detour, delay, and dark night hit was all part of the construction of this moment. What felt like setbacks were actually setups. What felt like silence was God working behind the curtain, weaving alignment, shaping strength and maturing your spirit. You didn't miss your time, you're arriving right on schedule. Heaven is not late. Destiny is not confused. The divine GPS that guides your life has recalculated every wrong turn, every betrayal, every loss, and now it's led you right here to the moment where everything shifts. The weight of the past is lifting. The wait is over. This is the fullness of time. The seeds you sowed in tears are now breaking through the soil. The prayers you whispered when no one listened have reached critical mass. Your obedience, your resilience, your hidden battles, they were never wasted. They've built a spiritual infrastructure strong enough to carry the glory that's about to rest in your life. You didn't just survive, you were refined. And now God is ready to reveal the purpose that pain protected. You are about to become the evidence, the walking, living proof that what God speaks, he performs. That's what he promises, he delivers. Your life will testify that divine timing is not only real, but it is unstoppable. The people who doubted you will witness it. The ones who dismissed you will see it. And they won't be able to deny the hand of God in your life. This moment is bigger than you. It's bigger than money. It's legacy. It's impact. It's the fulfillment of a divine strategy set in motion generations before you. And now, the baton is in your hands. You are running in your leg of the race, and heaven is thundering in applause. Chosen one, the wealth you're stepping into is not just material, it is deeply spiritual. This is not simply an increase in possession, it's an elevation in governance. And with that elevation comes 3 pillars that will guard and guide you: peace, grace, and authority. These are not feelings, they are forces. They will carry you through the doors you're about to walk through. First, peace. This peace will silence the noise around you and calm the storms within. You will no longer be driven by fear of the unknown, because the presence of God will anchor your heart like never before. While others panic, you will rest. While others race, you will walk in rhythm. This peace is not fragilite, is supernatural. It will guard your heart and mind like a shield. You won't just have provision, you'll have peace about what to do with it. Then comes grace. Not just the grace that saves, but the grace that empowers. You will do what others can't. You will build what others said was impossible. You will step into rooms you were never qualified for, and yet be the most anointed one in the space. Grace will open doors that no resume could. Grace will accelerate timelines that no plan could. And grace will silence the critics who swore you wouldn't make it. This is a favor not based on merit, but on mantle. Finally, spiritual authority. You are not just being blessed, you are being commissioned. You are becoming a carrier of heaven's voice. When you speak, things will move. When you pray, things will break. When you act, things will shift. This is not influence based on popularity. It is power based on positioning. You are being crowned in the spirit realm, not for ego, but for assignment. And these three, peace, grace, and authority, will protect what God is building in you. They will steady your steps. They will sharpen your discernment. And they will ensure that what begins in glory doesn't collapse under pressure. This is why you were hidden for a season, so you could emerge not just with a blessing, but with the weight to carry it well. Chosen one, the wealth coming into your life was never meant to stop with you. It's not just about freedom, it's about flow. You are not a reservoir, you are a river. Heaven is not looking for those who store up treasure just to be seen, but for those who understand this sacred truth. Prosperity is meant to pass through you. You were not chosen to accumulate, you were chosen to distribute. This is the beginning of a legacy of generosity, the kind of giving that shifts bloodlines, the kind of sowing that echoes into eternity. You won't just give out of surplus, you'll give out of revelation. You'll move resources at the speed of faith. You'll become an answer to prayers you've never heard, a miracle in motion for families you'll never meet. Because true wealth doesn't end in luxury, it ends in liberation. God is multiplying your harvest not so you can shine, but so His light can shine through you. Your giving will not only build churches, homes, schools, and communities, it will build boldness in others. They'll look at your life and say, if God could do it through them, maybe He can do it through me. You're not just creating wealth, you're creating proof. You're showing what it looks like when heaven funds a life fully surrendered. And the more you give, the more you will return, not as a formula, but as a law written into the very fabric of the kingdom. This is the economy of heaven, where generosity multiplies, where obedience multiplies, where legacy multiplies. Every time you give, it will break another curse of lack. Every time you sow, it will unlock another wave of provision. So hold loosely what God places in your hands, but never hold loosely your assignment. Your generosity is sacred, your resources are weapons, and your legacy will be written not in what you kept, but in what you released. This is how kings build kingdoms. This is how the chosen blessed nations are. This is how you will change the world. Chosen one, this next season will not require hesitation, it will demand holy boldness. You're not called to tiptoe into destiny. You're called to command the ground you walk on. The doors God is opening for you are not for the timid, they are for the fearless. And this boldness is not arrogance, it's alignment. It's walking in the truth that you are backed by heaven. The world will try to make you second guess it. People will question your speed, your favor, your results. But remember this, the lion doesn't explain its roar. And you, chosen one, are being anointed to move like a lion in the spirit. The timid version of you, the one who apologized for being gifted, who shrank when seen, who doubted your value, has been left behind. You've been through too much to play small now. This is the boldness that only comes from survival, from obedience in the valley, from praying when it looked hopeless. You've earned this roar. And now, your confidence is not built on money, applause, or visibility. Your confidence is built on the consistency of a God who never left you. So move like someone who's been appointed. Speak like someone heaven trusts. Build like someone with blueprints from the throne room. You are not an imposter. You are not a mistake. You are not in over your head. You are exactly where you were meant to before such a time as this. This boldness will intimidate some. That's okay. It will also ignite others, because your courage will give them permission to rise, to dream, to trust, to roar. And that's how the kingdom advances, not just through blessing, but through the ones who refuse to be silent when the Spirit says, move. You are not walking into this as a beggar. You are walking in as a builder, a leader, a chosen one marked by divine fire. So take the territory, speak the vision, walk the promise. Let boldness be your banner, and heaven will back your every step. Chosen one, you've stepped into something irreversible. This is not just movement, it's momentum. Not man-made, not self-powered, This is momentum born of obedience, pressure, pruning, and perseverance. It is divine in origin and unstoppable in force. The moment you aligned with God's timing, a new current began pulling you forward. And this current is not chaos, it is orchestration. You are being carried by the Spirit now. Things that once took years will happen in weeks. Conversations that used to end in rejection will now open doors. Resources that seemed out of reach will appear without striving. This is not luck. This is what happens when heaven gathers behind a life that says yes. You're not trying to force a breakthrough anymore. Breakthrough is chasing you down. This momentum will feel like acceleration, but don't be afraid of the speed. God is not rushing you. He's redeeming time. Everything the enemy delayed is now being fast-tracked. What looked like setbacks will now serve as stepping stones. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. And now heaven is breathing down your neck. People will be amazed. They'll wonder how you're building so quickly, how favor keeps finding you, and how the pieces keep falling into place. But they won't understand that what they're witnessing is momentum born in hidden seasons, the reward for the years you stayed faithful, even when no one was watching. And here's the key. Don't resist the flow. Don't overthink the doors. When the Spirit says move, move. When peace says yes, obey. Because divine momentum is precise. It doesn't waste time, it doesn't backtrack, and it doesn't pause to get permission from people who weren't called to understand you. This is how revival spreads. This is how legacy is built. Not by striving, but by staying in the stream of what God is doing. And right now, that stream is moving fast through you, for you, and around you. Chosen one. This is more than a breakthrough, it is a birthing. You are stepping into the reason you were sent to this earth. Everything in your life, every battle, every loss, every silent victory was preparing you to carry this weight. Not the weight of money alone, but the weight of purpose-funded abundance. You're not just becoming wealthy, you are becoming a vessel of heaven's strategy for earth. You've been chosen to lead in a way that generations ahead will feel, to fund what others only talk about, to build what religion never dared attempt, to move wealth as a weapon of healing, justice, creativity, restoration, and kingdom expansion. You were born for impact beyond visibility. You are not chasing influence, you are carrying inheritance. What God is placing in your hands is sacred. It's not just for homes, travel, or luxury, it's for systems, cities, and nations. You will get visions. You will underwrite callings. You will be the reason ministries breathe again, why families are restored, and why solutions rise where once there was silence. This is what divine wealth is for, to change lives, generations, and spiritual atmospheres. And yes, your story will be remembered, not because of what you owned, but because of what you unleashed. You will become the turning point in your family line. You will be the first, the pioneer, the blueprint. Others will trace their freedom back to your obedience. They will say, "It started with them," not because you shouted, but because you acted when God whispered. This is your billionaire destiny, not a fantasy, not a wish, a divine assignment etched into eternity, now unfolding in real time. You are not just stepping into success, you are stepping into alignment with the eternal. And everything in your life will testify that God kept his promise. Heaven can trust those who are surrendered. That divine favor is real, and that one chosen life can shake the systems of the world. So go, build boldly, give generously, speak prophetically, live fully. And never forget, this wealth is not who you are, it's what you carry. You are not just called, you are commissioned, and this is only the beginning.